It's no secret this summer has been hot and it has been dry. Here at Davy Tree in Toronto, the calls have jumped.
People concerned about the overall health of their trees. The trees not looking as healthy as they had been looking previously. Concerns about drought stress.
Arborist Eric Benneter says trees on the company's property aren't immune either.
Certain leaves are starting to curl and crisp up. You might notice some dieback along certain branches in the canopy.
Even on the way to this interview, we saw trees with fall-like colors. Benneter says there are signs of heat stress.
It weakens the overall health of the tree, makes trees and shrubs more susceptible to other insects and diseases. The impact generally is shown, a couple months or even, a couple growing seasons down the line.
Trevor Jones is a research scientist with the Canadian Forest Service. While he says heat stress has been an issue for years,
I think it's getting worse. And it's definitely sort of the duration of the heat and the magnitude of it and the impacts are getting worse over time.
something in large part attributed to climate change.
The big impact is going to be greater mortality rates. We're going to see some species that are going to not be as well adapted to heat.
Not only do we rely on trees for shade and environmental benefits, so do wildlife.
When they're heat stressed, they'll probably abort seed crops, which has pretty big impacts on sort of species that eat the seeds, squirrels, bears, and lots of birds.
To underscore just how dry it is, fire bans are currently in effect in many rural Ontario jurisdictions.
A lot of southern Ontario is running a bit drier than normal, but particularly east of Toronto.
Federal meteorologist Crawford Luke is tracking the conditions. He says temperatures have been a bit above normal, but the lack of rainfall since June 1st is more telling.
So about 70 millimeters of rain so far this summer, and then a place like Trenton, for example, is only at 50 millimeters of rain so far. It's a very variable thing to track precipitation, but certainly painting a very dry picture when we would normally expect closer to about 150 millimeters of rain for these areas. Through the first 2 months of summer.
While parts of southern Alberta and northern Ontario have fared better with rain, thanks to low pressure systems.
Overall, it looks like we could be on the drier side through August.
Jones and Benneter have this advice going forward.
Make sure they're well pruned. It's really a good idea to see where your trees are sourced from and make sure that they are future climate adapted.
Watering once or twice a week, a deep watering more infrequently, fertilizing the tree with a slow release fertilizer to help keep the tree healthy, and mulching the root zone of the tree would help regulate the soil temperature, keep more moisture.
For more on what you can do to protect nature during these dry spells, head to citynews.ca. In Toronto, Nick Westoll, City News.